Hey everybody, Jimmy Kukulski, EV Racer here, doing some maintenance on the Model 3 Performance. I have 42,000 miles on it. The first 2,000 miles I put on these tires. The next, I'd say 20,000 miles I put on, 25,000 miles I put on a set of snow tires. I did a review on that, and I will probably pull those back out and do another review on these tires when I swap to snowies in the winter. But I wanted to kind of show people these tires have, I would say, about 17,000 miles on them. And they were rotated, but not really. They were taken off, and I didn't actually pay attention to which ones were which when I put them back on. But I only had about 1,500, 2,000 miles on them when I first took them off. So anyway, I'd say this has got at least 15,000 straight miles and very hard miles. I drive very fast. And if you guys can't see the donuts marks out back there, I also drive very hard. I have a video of me doing some drifting in the back parking lot. And so anyway, that gives you an idea of how hard I am on tires. I started off with about 50 PSI in these things, and they ended up just over about, the 15, 16,000 miles of use. I down about 42, 43. That's just the way it is over time. Tires lose air. These lost a little more than I'm used to. I mean, those tires hold a lot more air, and I typically never lose any pressure in them. But I'm also a lot harder on these. These have had quite a few 160 plus mile per hour stints on them. Probably miles and miles of it, actually. Lots of abuse. And some you can see right here, I've got a bump in it that is actually from a real bad pothole. Anyway, so this tire right here is the front, and this tire right here is the rear on the driver's side. I'll make an added video if there's any differences on the passenger side, but unlikely. Two things I am really, really anal about: tire pressure and alignment and rotating, obviously. I do asset management, so I work on $10 million gas turbine packages for a living outside of my EV lifestyle or whatever. But anyway, I'm pretty big on maintenance, predictive, proactive through artificial intelligence, or just rotating tires. So anyway, to get on with it, the front tire, some things that I noticed, it's obviously got a lot more outside wear than inside wear, especially compared to the rear. And the rear is because it has camber, and the back is, it's not super aggressive, but it's definitely aggressive enough to give you that wear. The outside of this, because of the way I drive, has more wear, and I'll show you a little bit more. But if you look at these two tires, it's hard to tell maybe through the video, but the back tire is leaning in and the front tire is leaning out. And you can definitely tell that there is more wear on the outside of this than the outside of that, and definitely more wear on the inside of that than the inside of that. And I'll kind of show you some of the things that I'll actually grab something real quick to show the difference in height. Oh, I don't really have anything. Anyway, it's pretty easy to tell. It's probably not as easy to tell on the video, but it is definitely easy to tell on in person. And some of the things you can see really quick. There's a lot of scrub on the outside of this tire, especially in this area. And one of the reasons for that is my driving style. Again, very aggressive. I pull down on the sidewall on this thing real hard a lot. And clearly, it's taking some wear. If you have ever been on a racetrack or been to an F1 or a NASCAR race, you'll see the tires will roll the rubber, and it'll actually fly off. If you go to a race car after a road track race, you'll see the rubber will be rolled up, especially race tires. They'll roll that rubber. It's actually coming off the tire because it's melting and releasing new stickier rubber underneath it. These are relatively sticky tires, but they're not race tires, but you can still see some of that rolling happening right here on the outside of that tire. So it's getting beat up pretty good compared especially to the other one. Now you do see some rolling on that, but nowhere near to the same level as this one here. So anyway, one thing to really pay attention to is there's really not a ton of wear. Just looking at them, I can definitely go quite a bit more miles. I bet you I got 10,000 plus more miles left on these. And I am not easy on these tires. My only concern is maybe some of the slicing and dicing that has happened on them. I'd say probably the potholes are the things that hurt these the most. I check alignment myself quite often on all my cars, my trucks. These tires are $600 a piece or whatever. Like, you know, these are really expensive. My razors. I'm really big on alignment because I like to go fast. I have a lot of horsepower in everything I drive, and you need to take care of stuff like that. You can't just let things go. You can easily get under your car and check the inside of your tire wear, because that's where this rear tire and most Teslas, especially Model S's, the P85s had a lot of problems because of the aggressive camber, the P85 Plus specifically. But Teslas create a lot of torque. They put a lot of strain on your tires. Pull them out, pull up on a smooth surface, get underneath there, and just look. Inspect from time to time. You know, every 10,000 miles. I would really suggest that every 5,000 mile rotation would be best practice with these tires, or with any Tesla tire, or personally with any car tire. I do that on my truck and all my fleet trucks. I've done that on every car I've owned except for my wife's, and she just got some of the worst chopping that I've ever seen, or cupping I've ever seen in a tire. So take care of your tires, and they will take care of you. It's basically the only thing between you and probably a crash, especially if you're driving down the highway. So really impressed. Keep your alignment safe. Keep your tires rotated. You should be good to go. All right.